RAM ready, allowing us to formally show you some things and kind of introduce the bookstore as it's going to exist for this fall semester. I guess just to kick off, we lead off with a big 30% coupon for everybody that's coming into the fall this year, and it's actually a really good deal. I'll expand on that as the presentation goes, but just to kind of let everybody know, we're here for all the students, and we've made a lot of accommodations, and I think we've kind of put our heads together as a management team to make your experiences as seamless as possible, as quick as possible, and maybe with a little help from all you students, we'll get this semester rolling in a positive way. So the first thing, of course, it's not moving. Hold on here. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. First thing, we are open. That seems to be the #1 question for all the phone calls and any questions we get via email. For those of you who've been tracking the bookstore, we have recently expanded our hours in anticipation of the fall semester. We're going to be open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Friday, and I excuse this, we're going to open a little earlier, guys. I thought I adjusted this, but not, so that's okay. We're going to open at 7:30 in the morning, and we'll be closing at 3 p.m. We're going to adjust it a little bit, so if some of you are working and have to get to work and that 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. doesn't accommodate, we'll open a little early to get you in. But as long as I've said it, I might as well expand on it. We know this semester is a little challenging, not only for the instructors and the faculty here on campus, but it's challenging for us, but it's challenging for you guys too. We're super accessible via phone, via email, and whatever it takes to get you what you need to get your course materials and have a successful semester, we'll certainly take care of it for you. So there'll be plenty of information on how to get a hold of me, how to get a hold of my team, and if something doesn't work out, you can certainly reach out and we will make it happen, I guarantee it. For those of you not familiar with the campus, we are, as per the map, we are almost the northernmost part of the campus, right across from the cafeteria, adjacency to the gym and tennis courts, if you're familiar with that, but wide open in an area and fairly accessible in multiple locations. This is a supplement that we put together late in anticipation of this meeting just to communicate to you guys. I'm not going to read verbatim some of this stuff. This will be accessible later down the line. But I do want to hit on a few different things that, we will be assessing, or not assessing, but addressing the social distance. We will require masks to come in. As you approach the store, you'll see many markers showing the distance and where to stand and where to line up and so on and so forth. We will have multiple access points around the store. Traditionally, just like any other retail store, we have the main entrance. You walk in and you grab what you need and you run up to the registers and you make the purchase and you walk out. Again, with this semester being a little challenging, we're trying to make it accommodating as possible. The front entrance, the traditional entrance, will be for all purchases for students that just have to physically come to the bookstore for whatever reason, and we know that some of those students have to. Upon entering, you'll be greeted by a line monitor, if you will, and she or he will give you direction on where to progress through the store. And you'll, like I aforementioned, there'll be spacing and markers on the floor to where to stand and where to go. In the rear of the store, we have a door set up for just web orders, pickups. So you can come by and with an ID, we can grab your previously purchased web orders and get you your package and get you on the way. Also in the rear, we know that this campus has a lot of not only financial aid students, but a lot of variations of financial aid. And in the back is for voucher students. CalWorks comes to mind, Reading and Beyond comes into mind. And we worked with those counselors for those aid groups to forward us vouchers pre-student visit. We do a shopping list and we get their package ready to go and organized. And so upon your arrival, if you get that sort of aid, we will grab your bundle and we will process it through a register in the back of the store. And hopefully with that separation too, we'll get those students their course materials and on down the road. With COVID-19, obviously less crowded situations are the ideal situation. And we understand that there are some students that do physically have to come to the campus for whatever reason. That's perfectly fine and we'll be accommodating. But I do encourage as many people to use our website as possible. Everything we have in the store physically is available online. You will have a choice to either ship it to wherever you like, or like I mentioned prior, to set aside and arrange for it to come to the bookstore to pick up. The early results have been really positive. It seems like there has been an uptick in web usage compared to previous semesters, and that's a really good thing, especially for the folks that are coming to the campus. If you do come to the campus, preparation would be key, not only to help your fellow students to get through the line and on down the road, but probably for yourself too. It's warm, and if our line bleeds to the outside, it can make for an uncomfortable day. And realize we're working as hard as possible in the store to get people processed and through as quick as possible. But if you can show up with your course information, your section numbers, and things like that, upon entering the front of the door, if you don't already have it pre-printed out, we will be handing you a little small form that allows you to enter all your section numbers. So as you make your way to our course materials room, our team members will be there waiting, and so it'll be a matter of just handing over your shopping list, if you will, and they will grab all your stuff for you so you don't have to come into the room, and we can keep the social distancing. And as soon as they're done creating that for you, they can get to the registers and on down the road. My contact right down there on the bottom of the page, 2172 MGR email, that goes right to my email. And the phone number, which is our most manned phone number, the 443-8548, goes right to our course materials desk, and we always have somebody during open hours manning that desk to take all calls. So we should be able to get all your answers taken care of and down. And just FYI, this is not normal times, and our main focus for the semester is get all the course material needs taken care of. Once you pick up your course materials, you will have some time to shop supplies and apparel if you desire. But we do want people to get the materials and ready for the fall and on down the road. So if you get in here, it'll be a little robotic, if you will, and get people quickly through the line, just so everybody's under the understanding of kind of what we're doing here. So that's kind of what your bookstore is going to look like for this semester. So let's get into what the bookstore is a little bit. And again, we're not going to go down the line and read every single bullet point. Won't insult your abilities. But we really carry a plethora of different types of books. If you're any familiar with the bookstore, we have new textbooks you can buy. These are first rounds, untouched, unhighlighted, everything else. We do have used books for almost 100% of our titles, usually cheaper, just previously used for different students prior semesters. Digital books are becoming more common, and probably a bigger ratio this semester than we've ever seen before, and primarily because of all your instructors having to go to distance learning. And so I did a quick, unscientific run of the bookstore yesterday, and I think we have about 50% of digital available. Sometimes instructors just adopt digital books, so that might be the only option. But if your instructor adopts a physical book, we will bring in a digital book on top of it as well for students' ability to choose which one they want. Now, the big difference is really cost, guys. A new book, I pulled up a chem book yesterday for an example to one of our financial aid groups here, And we have a chem book for, say, it's $90. The used version of it is $70, but the digital version of it is $40. So quite a significant dip in price if a digital is available and if that's a route you want to go. Some people prefer the physical book that just makes it easier to study and to use, but realize the digital option is always available. Also, we have a lot of rental options too. I wouldn't say 100%, but darn near. And that just gives you an option of renting the physical book for the semester. Now, the only difference is one, you do have to return it, and you will get reminder emails when due dates are there. And we just need a form of collateral to create a rental account for you, just to protect the book. But it's a big cost difference. It's usually cheaper than the used version as well. So a ton of options for everybody, and we've got a really skilled staff of really previous students. That's what we always hire here, and what better way to understand a bookstore than students that have visited bookstores and gone through what you guys are about to embark on. We do have a price match too as well, if you can see in there that we will price match Amazon. We've arranged that with the district prior to a couple semesters ago. So if you find it the same exact version on Amazon, cheaper than what we're selling to, we'll match it dollar for dollar. So you might be worth it to do a little research on that as well. Again, a little more expansion on the rental and the cost and how it works, everything else. I won't expand any more than I already have on it, but you can see there that, again, coming in ready to roll or doing it online, if you go to falllightrental.com 2172, you can pre-set up your rental account. That way, when you come in, your information is already there, and it'll just be a matter of one of our associates just scanning it in and getting you on your way. Used books. Just a side note on this, I think you guys all know what a used book is, but to kind of expand on it a little bit, when we go through the buybacks, every semester, if you buy a book, either new or used, you have the ability to return it. And I'll give you guys a hint here. The best time to return a used book is at the end of the semester. Once your finals are done, come on in here, because that's when we're really looking for the used book, and that's when you can get the most bang for your buck. We take used books or buybacks year-round. If we're open, we'll take a book. But if you're coming mid-semester or an off time, you probably won't get top dollar for it. And the rationale for that is we start getting adoptions or requests from instructors on what book they're going to use for the next semester already. And if it's something that they've adopted and they're going to use again, then we definitely want it back, and we're going to stick it right on our shelves so we can sell it again. And that way we're going to pay a higher dollar for it. If it's a book that hasn't been adopted yet, so if you're bringing it in too early and we haven't seen what the instructors are looking for, it'll be a little bit lower just because we don't know the disposition of it yet. So just a good tip, I think, on returning your books that you're done with. Digital books, I mentioned. The only difference is, instead of running out with a physical book you can touch, we give you a code. You can request these online, and we email you a code and a website to go to. If you're here in person, we ring you through the registered, and on your actual registered tape, it'll show you the website that you must go to for this particular title, and a code that is just for you that will prompt from that website to enter in, and you have it. Again, big cost saver, and if it's something you're used to, you can do it. And it seems like it's a way of the world for some of our younger students. They just get it, and I've got an ops manager here that is going back to school, and she still wants that physical book. So just multiple options and different directions to go based on cost. How to find your textbook. So direct, in-store, online. So the Include Ed is something that's coming your way. This is kind of a sneak peek, if you will. For those of you that have already signed up and have your classes and are getting on your Canvas, you'll notice a link to our website, and you'll be able to connect right to us and kind of cut through all of the muckety muck and online and in store and everything else. So it's a nice upgrade. It just happened last week, so there's a lot of information coming down on that. In store, obvious, you show up to the front door and you come on in and we get you and take care of you on that. It's a different semester, obviously, and we're going to full service you, and you'll come in and you hand off to one of our associates and they'll do the work for you to get it all taken care of. The one thing I'll expand on this too, going forward in the spring, as of now, everything is segmented by section number and by course, which makes it a little confusing because a lot of instructors use the same titles. And so we'll have multiple titles in multiple areas of a textbook room, making it admittedly a little confusing. Because of some upgrades and some transitions with the campus, we're going to go forward and merchandise by author. So regardless if multiple sections are using a title, all the books will be in one place, and so it'll be really easy directional to find what you need and grab what you need, and to entice self-service with limited help from our folks. Online, aforementioned, just really, again, suggesting and encourage you guys to really jump on this and use it to the best you can for this semester. It's a good resource. Everything's available, and it'll just speed everything along for you guys and us as well, just make us more efficient. Student aid in the bookstore. This is a slide I wouldn't use in the past, but for this semester, we've really partnered with most of the aid groups on campus. So if you're an EOPS student, a Veterans Affairs student, if you received the FCC scholarship, the Bookstore scholarship, these are all accessible online now, which is fantastic for you guys and really for us and really for the financial aid groups too. So if you are eligible for financial aid, you will receive an email, one, notifying you that you are, and this is all in regard to the bookstore access, that your account is now set up, and how much you have, and how to use it through the bookstore. And in a nutshell, basically, when you go to the tender at the end of the purchase, it says bookstore account. You click on that, enter a student ID, and the last 4 digits of the Social Security number, and all your funds become eligible to make whatever purchase you need to make. Obviously, every single financial aid group has different details on what they cover and what they don't. So wait for that email, but this is a big win for everybody involved. The only exception, like I mentioned, this is why we have the voucher access window in the back for the CalWorks and Reading Beyond, and some aid groups require a shopping list of vouchers. So there's really no way to put that online, but we're making the experience almost online-like, if you will, and so that those folks can come by and pick up their needs when available. But look for that communication. It's going out this week. We're receiving the funds starting yesterday, so we should be ready to roll quickly. A lot of course material talk leading up to it, which it should be, but we've got a really good selection of merchandise right now in the store. And you can see here, I pulled up some examples for you guys to see. We got hats, we got sweaters, we got T-shirts, and like the aforementioned down at the bottom there, the day1.shop2172. Once you jump on that, you will receive your 30% off coupon. And now it doesn't apply to course materials, which in a way kind of stinks. I get it. But we do have a lot of great stuff, and getting the most bang for a 30% coupon is probably the play. And we've got one of the best sellers last fall was the hoodies that we brought in with the top red one. We've got black ones and a few other selections here, way more than I could ever put on a website. But everything we do have is accessible through our official bookstore website, that you can see everything and definitely take advantage of that 30% off. It also applies to supplies and other things too. So if you're looking for that purchase, that might be the play as well. In this, it mentions, we have snacks and energy drinks, soda, and once we're past course materials in a traditional sense, that's why we exist. We turn into kind of a convenience store, and we have a ton of different choices for it. Unfortunately, It probably won't be, knock on wood, we get back rolling for the spring of 2021, that we kind of turn into that retail store again. But we do have that stuff available for you guys if you do drop by and you've been standing in the sun or just want a drink or refresh yourself. We do have some stuff available still in regard to that. Okay, so that kind of covers everything, guys. So just want to wrap it up and let you know that we are here. We're here for you. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. We've taken, I seem to be just kind of the operator, the email guy, and realize that most of the time if you call or email, you'll be communicating directly with me, and I kind of filter it out to my team to take care of you as quick as possible. And just to reemphasize, our existence here is really to be as accommodating to you and get you everything you need for the fall semester, and to be as successful as possible. We definitely want you cranking away and having a positive experience as best you can during these challenging times, if you will. So, Elizabeth, if there's questions, we can open up to that now, I think.
Perfect. Thank you, Paul. So we'll go ahead and start answering some of your questions that were left in the chat. If you guys have additional questions, leave them in the chat and we'll start answering them in the order received. So we have Bianca. She says, can you rent any book, or are there certain books that you can't rent?
Not all books, Bianca, but I will say an overwhelming majority of them are eligible for rental. And the reason why all of them aren't is some of the manufacturers don't allow it. But if there's a one-off, we can certainly partner with a vendor and get an instructor involved to allow it. So even though it may not be eligible now, it doesn't mean it won't be eligible. So certainly bring it to our attention, and we could do our best to get it eligible.
Thank you. Now we have Zamara. Will the books that are used be in good quality, no vandalism?
Yeah, hey Zamara. Yeah, when we take books back, we do a checklist on them. So there has to be no pages missing. We take highlighted books back, but it can't be grotesquely highlighted, if that's even a word. So there has to be qualifiers before we take them back, and it has to be in really good usable order to even get back on our shelves. And also, hey, if you're not satisfied for whatever reason, whatever used book, if you get something online, again, we'll go back through and get you the best one. And my team is almost going through and saying, my message to them is, if it's used, get them the best used, and hopefully by the end of the semester, we got 2 or 3 used left. They're kind of the worst of the bunch, if you will.
Thank you. We have Grace. If you're an EOPS student, what do you show the bookstore staff to redeem your voucher?
Well, EOPS doesn't have vouchers. So if you're an EOPS student, all you really need to do if you're in person is just have your student ID. And once you're here, you're connected to our registers, and as long as you come up and your name on our register matches your ID, you're ready to go.
Perfect. Okay, Brooklyn, how would we go about purchasing a McGraw Hill Connect ebook account from the bookstore?
Just like you would any other physical book, to be honest with you. If you show up, you let us know what section number you are, and we will get you the code for it. If you go online, you can search for your class, and it'll give you the options. And as soon as you choose to buy, it'll go from there. And if it's an access code, like I kind of mentioned before, we'll email you that code, and you can use it. And if you're in person, it'll be on your receipt. And guys, just to expand a little bit, when you're on our bookstore website, if you don't know your ISBN number, which is kind of the barcode for the books, or anything else, you can search by course, division, section number, so it really narrows down to what you need. And then once you have the section number, it clicks everything the instructor has adopted for that, and your options.
Okay, we have another question. It says, for honors classes, I see they say open educational resources are required for this course. What exactly does that mean?
That means, for the most cases, that the instructor is going to give you direction on how to get the course materials you need. And most of the time it's free or it's just at a minimal cost. Sometimes the instructors will partner with us to print copies of the OER material, but it's not very common. So if somebody has an OER account, open education, partner up with your instructors and they'll give you direction on how to get that stuff.
Thank you. And you can always find your instructor's email on Canvas. All the emails on campus follow the format, the first name, period, last name at fresnocitycollege.edu. So that's good information to know if you need to email them. Another fun question, do you sell hydro flasks at the bookstore?
We do not sell the brand Hydro Flask. In fact, you're the millionth person to ask that question. And we're looking to get Hydro Flask as a company. We do have other water containers, but unfortunately not the Hydro Flask brand.
Okay, so we have a question from Joseph. Excuse me. If the book that we say, for example, English, okay, give me one sec. If the book that we say, for an example, English, if the book on Amazon is expensive, then would it be better to pay for that book from Amazon or from the FCC Bookstore?
If the book on Amazon is more expensive?
Let's see So if the book that that they're trying to purchase, for example, if it was an English book, if it's on Amazon, if it was expensive, would it be better to pay for that book from Amazon or from the FCC Bookstore? So I'm going to say, I guess this is just more of a personal preference, depending on the price. I mean, if it's more expensive on Amazon, then I would recommend getting it from the FCC Bookstore. I mean, whatever is more inexpensive. I'm not sure if we answered your question, Joseph. I would go from the more inexpensive route. I mean, spend less. Yeah, purchase it where you're going to spend less.
Yeah, and realize, Joseph, too, like I mentioned prior, you might have missed it, but we price match Amazon. So if you see it at Amazon for $30 or we're selling it for $40, we will price match that to make you right.
There you go. That's even better.
So I say always come to Fresno City College Bookstore.
Yes. Okay, we have a question from Jerry. If you don't know what books you will need, if your professor hasn't posted it yet.
Well, if you go to our website and look under that section number and it says that the instructor hasn't adopted anything or instructor hasn't chosen course materials yet, that means we haven't heard from that instructor yet. We've been chasing everybody down and the campus is about 96% accounted for, but there are still some sections out there. Just from past experience, the direction is, I would definitely reach out to the instructor and see what the direction is for this semester. But most likely, they don't require course materials or they're going to provide something for you if they haven't reached out to us yet. So that's going to be my guess, but I would advise you to reach out to the instructor specifically to affirm.
Okay, let's see. We have a question from Sarah. How do I apply my FAFSA money to purchase my books?
How do you apply the what money? I'm sorry?
How do you apply your financial aid money to purchase books?
The financial aid groups are working with us to put those online. Like I said, if it's EOPS, if it's a SCCD scholarship, Veterans Affairs, a bookstore, then those are going to be available and you will receive notification via email from your aid folks. If you don't and you think you're eligible for it, you're more than welcome to contact us and we will look you up by name and search for you and let you know if we've heard from them or not. And then you would reach out to them and to see what's going on. If you're a financial aid student that's getting like a Pell Grant or something, just kind of a cash payout, then you wouldn't necessarily need a bookstore account. These are strictly for accounts that there's no cash transaction from aid to student. It just kind of holds an account for you. So reach out to us, and if you have some questions, and we can certainly do some research for you. But I also advise to reach out to your aid service if you haven't got notification yet.
Thank you, Paul. And then we have Anthony Bravo joining us. He's also part of the RAM Ready committee. He wants to speak to us a little bit as well.
Yeah, what's up, Anthony?
Yeah, so hello, Paul. So just like Paul mentioned, if it's through your FAFSA, so a Pell Grant or a Cal Grant, something that's sent directly to you via check, or if you signed up for direct deposit through financial aid already and that money's sent directly to your bank account, then that is money for you to spend on whatever you see fit. Obviously, we encourage you to keep it for educational related materials such as textbooks or supplies and that kind of stuff. But FAFSA sent to you through your financial aid award letter, that is money that is sent directly to you, and you choose how you use that money on your educational materials.
Perfect.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks.
Okay, so the next question. If we rent books, can we still have the books shipped?
Yes, yep, absolutely. You can rent them online and we'll get them shipped to you. And then there'll just be one more step to set up your profile and some collateral, but you'll be ready to go for sure.
Perfect. Okay, we have another question. If you don't have a student ID card, will your student ID number work as well for going in person at the bookstore?
Yeah, well, I mean, this would be something you probably have to talk to the EOPS, but in memory serves, we can look at if you have a California ID or driver's license, we can use that as well. The only exception would be online would be a little difficult because we do have what triggers your bookstore account is that student ID. It's a manual thing, so if there's a student out there that doesn't have the student ID but has, say, an EOPS account and wants to use it online, that would be something that to initiate probably a conversation with us, and then we can contact EOPS and see what they would like to do for students that don't have that ID. But we can certainly accommodate it, though.
Thank you. So we have a student wanting to know, how do you know if a book can be rented or not?
It would be either come in person or go online. And it's probably the best way to do it just to verify. Even if you have to come into the store physically for whatever reason, you can do your shopping list online because everything is available there. So if you go and choose whatever book that is for your instructor and you take it, and once you click on it, it lists all the options for you to purchase. So it'll say new, used, rent, digital, and you just click whichever one you want. And so it's a list of what you can do also.
Okay, we have Ivernisha. My English class doesn't have any books posted. What should I do?
Yeah, again, at this point, it's most likely the instructor is going to have materials for you. So I would reach out to the instructor and let him know that, or her, and say, I noticed there's nothing, no course materials required for this class at this time. Is that true, and what do I do? And it should be just show up for day one, and they'll most likely give you direction.
Okay, we have Joseph from the bookstore. Do you guys sell Fresno City College t-shirts?
We do. We do. We have actually a fairly large collection that you can see here in person, or you can definitely check out online.
Paul, for gear like t-shirts, sweatshirts, can those be shipped to students if they purchase online?
Yep.
Okay.
Everything you see online, we can ship for sure. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Sarah, she wants to know, I haven't received a check nor direct deposit for my Pell Grant. Who can I contact to access that? Sarah, I'll go ahead and send you a chat or a private chat. I'll send you the information for financial aid so you can go ahead and reach out to them. Ivernisha, is the bookstore open in person?
Yes, yeah, we're open 9 to 5, Monday through Thursday, and we're open Friday from 7:30 to 3 p.m. Depending on what you need to do when you get here. We have 3 different access points, but if you're just here to shop to get your books, right through the main entrance.
Perfect. Okay, Liliana, I got an email today that my book is ready for pickup. Does that mean I have to pick up today or can I pick it up another day?
No, that's just a notification that it's ready. So you can come in at your earliest convenience. As long as we're open, you can come on by and pick it up anytime.
Okay, perfect. So that looks like that's all the questions we have in the chat. Is there any last minute questions you guys have before we go ahead and give you the final announcements? Okay, perfect. So I just want to let you guys know this workshop is recorded. It will be posted on the RamReady website, and we will update all the events, all the links at the end of the week. So if you guys have any questions or Paul said something you don't remember, you can go back and visit the link and rewatch the workshop. All the contact information for the bookstore is located on the screen. If you guys want to take a picture of it, you guys want to write it down, just take a screenshot. We do have another question. We have one from Anthony. Let me go ahead and unmute him.
Just a follow-up question to that last question, Paul, about they email it, they get a email saying that it's ready to be picked up. Is there a certain amount of time that you guys will hold on to it, or will you like contact them if like it's been there for like a week? Like maybe they just missed the email, or you know it gets sent to their spam for whatever reason. What's your guys' procedure on that?
Yeah, we pretty much hold it for a while. What we'll, at the beginning of the semester, Anthony, we'll probably circle back to them about the third or fourth week. And if we haven't seen or heard from them, we'll start calling students to see if this is still something they want. And if we don't hear from them, we're gonna just return the books back to their accounts. But yeah, once you buy them, you're safe.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we'll go ahead and post the link to this workshop on the RamReady webpage. Make sure to check your student email every day this week, as there are additional live events for you guys to attend. We will send those, like we said, daily. There are other sessions being held today as well. So if you guys want to attend those, you guys are free to exit this workshop and go into those events. We have another question from Grace. It says, say you buy a book that you later find out you don't need and need a different one. Can it be exchanged if the prices are the same?
Yeah. I mean, even if they're not the same, we can flip-flop them. Just keep in mind, we have a 7-day return policy on textbooks. And that's actually a great question, and thank you for bringing it up. And the reason why is, you know, one, we bring in the books at a certain amount based on attendance or enrollment in a class, and we want to make it right. And also, like we said, we sell new books, we sell digital codes, and sometimes, and once you initiate a digital code or open up a new book, all of a sudden it's not new, and the digital code is basically expired. So what I encourage everybody to do is, when you get your book, when you get your digital codes, everything else, just do one last confirmation that this is the right book for me for the semester. And once you scratch it off and initiate that code, at that point, it's pretty much unexchangeable at that point, minus one of our mistakes. If we give you the wrong code, obviously, regardless if you open it or not, we'll accommodate it. Or sometimes the instructor adopts the wrong book, had every intention to get the right one, but the wrong ISBN. We'll certainly be accommodating for that too. But just be really sure that this is what it is before you really initiate it. And our guys at the store communicate that to the students prior to initiating. We kind of have a little script to make sure they do it. Yeah, and we're flexible. We have a 7-day return policy because everybody has a return policy. And that's strictly for course materials, guys. For everything else in the store, it's 30 days. But again, you know, we're not super rigid on it, and we're willing to listen to everything.
Great question. So we have more questions coming in.
Of course.
Let's see. We have Jessica. If a book is out of stock, will you order more?
Yeah, we will. There's a couple types of books here. There's custom books that most commonly are lab manuals, and we'll bring in basically one per student that is enrolled in any particular class, mostly the science math classes. That's because the instructor requires it. There's really no other option to get it anywhere else, so we'll bring in the most for that. So that's one. Everything else, we bring in a percentage of the enrollment just based on history. So traditionally, if there's a class of 30, we usually sell about 15 to 18 books. And so we usually buy to that, knowing students are going to either get one from a friend who took it a previous semester, they find it on Amazon, or they do some other thing. So we won't bring one for one in. So we do a math formula to bring in a percentage of them. So if we do run short, or it looks like we're running short, we do a quick turnaround order, and those can get here in a day or two because we expedite shipping on that as well. And the timing's also, if we run short 2 days into the semester, we react differently than if it's 3 weeks into the semester too. But yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Another question we have: if you order books, will they be shipped to your house? To our house?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. That's going to be one of your options, to ship to your house or pick up in store.
Perfect. We have a question from Renee. How can I get a student ID card to check out a book if ID number doesn't work? Renee, I'll go ahead and send you a private chat about student ID cards in the process for that. And then Paul, I'll let you take over the part if the ID number doesn't work.
Yeah, if it's an ID number that doesn't work, we would have to, I assume you're wanting to partner it with a financial aid purchase. We would have to partner with you and the financial aid service just to kind of get it worked out. But as long as we have verification at some point that you are who you are, then we can finalize the transaction. This may not be as quick as usual.
Okay, and then I'm gonna just briefly go over the student ID card because I know Renee asked. I'm gonna send her an email to follow up, but I just want to let you guys know we are offering student ID cards through the Student Activities Office. We are doing it virtually. I'll leave the student or the email that you guys can contact to inquire about those cards. We're gonna ask that you guys send us an email, and then we're going to ask that you guys send us proof of purchase. So the proof of purchase will come from the business office. We're going to ask that you guys send us a headshot. In the email instructions we'll send you, we'll give you specific instructions on what the headshot needs to look like. And then we'll send you guys a confirmation email that your ID card was printed with a pickup date for the ID card. It is all done virtually, so the only reason you would have to come to the Student Activities Office is to pick it up. So if you guys are interested, in the chat, studentactivities@fresnocitycollege.edu, that's where you guys will email to inquire about purchasing your ID card. And we have another question from Joseph. Oh, another one about ID cards. Do you know if Fresno City is selling ID cards? So Joseph, I'll add you to my email as well. So go ahead and send me a message privately with your student email, and then I'll go ahead and send you the instructions for that as well. And it looks like that's it. It looks like those are the only questions we have. Is there any last minute questions before we go ahead and wrap it up? Okay, let's see. What if you don't know your email? So Zamora, you would go into your My Student portal. That's going to be for your username, it's your student ID number. And then for your password, it's your initials, uppercase first letter, lowercase last, or uppercase first initial, lowercase last initial, and then your 6-digit date of birth. And then that's how you get into your student email. Student emails also are your student ID number at my.sccd.edu. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat as well. Any other questions? Let me put the format to your student email as well, so you guys can have that. So the student activities at Fresno City College, that's where you guys can email for student ID cards. And then your student email, the format is your 7-digit student ID number at my.sccd.edu. Yeah, I have another question. Okay, those are for the student ID cards. Perfect. So like I said, if you guys have questions about the student ID cards, go ahead and email student activities. Send an email to studentactivities@fresnocitycollege.edu, and we'll get that instructions out to you guys. Okay, Paul, is there anything else that we needed to tell our students?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all. You know, just emphasize, if anybody has any questions, we're here for you. Reach out, don't hesitate. And if you have any issues with specific course materials or books, we're here to help you and fix it. So reach out.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. So students, once again, make sure to check your student email daily for event links, event times, event info. We have workshops and live events all week through Friday, August 7th. Make sure to complete your Canvas activities. There's chances for prizes there. There's chances to complete fun discussion boards, chance to do a survey on Friday. So if we're all done with our questions today, we'll go ahead and end this meeting. You guys are free to leave the Zoom chat room, and we hope you guys enjoyed this event. It was informative for you, and we hope you guys join our other live sessions. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. We have lots of thank yous in the chat room.
Ah, good.